money's already there and you can do things in this indie capability. Like, what do you think then is like the best advice for someone who wants to be a producer or sees themselves, being that?
Um, well, it's difficult if they're producing and directing. So, but if you're only producing, you're really not there for you, right? That's the problem with producing. It doesn't get a lot of credit, man, because you're there for everyone else. My biggest advice, if you want to really be a producer, is that you have to put it in your head that you're there for the movie, and you're there for everyone else there, because you're the person that is like the person who built the table that everyone's going to stand on, and you have to like build that table. How do you build that table? You have to like learn how to be a carpenter, right? It's the same thing with producing. It's like, what is producing? There's so many different elements. That's why sometimes there's 15 different producers. Not a lot of producers can do everything, and some are just very specific. But um, the most crucial part in producing is, especially if you're a creative producer, meaning you really have good creative ideas, is literally learning how to manage creatives. It's called herding cats. Herding creative cats is super hard, because you have to be nice. There has to be nuance. There's bullshit politics you have to fucking play all the fucking time. You have to be nice when you don't want to be nice, and you know that person's fucking up, but you can't say anything, and go learn budgeting. Budgeting is very important, and you just have to be honest about the numbers with yourself. You have to be honest about the capabilities. So if you hear a crazy idea, you got to steer and shepherd that whole thing away. Like when someone goes, yeah, we should really get a camera crane in here for this shot, and you're like, whoa, stop, stop, stop. We're a $500,000 movie. That's a $20,000 rental. Are you crazy? Like, why would you even waste a full day trying to research who has that and giving them calls and all that stuff? It doesn't, just nip that in the butt. It's not in the budget. But you know what? Here, what you're asking for and the shot that we need, all right, we can do it with this rig, and I can do this rig for $5,000. I can find you that money. That's great producing. Now they're happy. Now they're like, oh my God, I'm excited about this part. Okay, cool. Hey, now we got the director to pivot a little bit, but you have to learn math. You have to learn how to do that on the fly. You have to have access to all your data points at all times. So why would you have 15 emails just sitting there in one inbox? No, if this is for travel and flight, it has to be under a folder called travel and flight, and you have to be able to access it and somewhat, because you have to give that to other people. You have to give that to the production manager. You have to give that to everyone else that relies on it. And you're the spear. You're that. So like if you're not on this, then there's nothing. You can't write, and you have to build that mechanism too. But that's my best advice for producing. Learn math and learn how to handle different people's personalities.
Ooh, great. Thanks, man.